Travelers are always on the lookout for the little-known haunts and hidden gems. But what if that hidden gem was an entire city? A city that has evolved into having one of the most ethnically diverse populations in the United States. And with great diversity comes great change. And that's a change you can taste, a change you can see, and a change you can hear.
A hidden gem that's Texas-sized. This is Houston.
I'm Samantha Brown, and I've traveled all over this world. And I'm always looking to find the destinations, the experiences, and most importantly, the people who make us feel like we're really a part of a place. That's why I have a love of travel and why these are my places to love. The city named after Sam Houston has an unexpectedly vibrant museum culture. The museum district includes 19 of them within a 1.5-mile radius. You can easily walk to most of them. They range from the expansive and renowned Museum of Fine Arts to the peaceful and meditative Rothko Chapel, to activist art that speaks of a community-wide effort, like Project Row Houses. Houston is indeed a city of art, and nowhere is that more evident than in its local, homegrown scene.
I'm Gonzo 247. I'm a mural artist, and here we are. I guess you could say that graffiti was my gateway drug to the arts. I got into graffiti art as a kid, and then that led me to pop art. Pop art led me to surrealism. Surrealism led me to Dada, and so on, so on. So if it wasn't for graffiti really kind of taking me in, I don't think I would have ever done what I'm doing today.
Gonzo 247 gives mural art tours of the city, and I met him for one at a place where a few of Houston's most important contributions to the local arts surprisingly converge.
So you designed the art on the beer can.
Yes.
Your mural is right there when you walk through the door.
Yes.
What connection do you have to St. Arnold Brewery? I hope you get all the free beer you can drink when you come here.
Well, first of all, I mean, it's Texas' oldest craft brewery. It's located here in Houston, and it's one of the best things about Houston. It really gives literally Houston that flavor. Mm-hmm. It worked really well hand in hand because you can compare the street art culture and the craft beer culture, and they're basically, they live the same history of craft beer. When it first started in America here, it was something a few people were doing that no one really understood. They're like, why would I pay more money for a beer when I can just buy this cheap stuff? Or people didn't understand the flavor of it, or why you put so much work into it. And little by little, the craft beer scene really started taking over, especially here in Houston. And now people, they love it, they want it, it's in demand. And now breweries like this can really help just promote the craft beer. Well, same thing with street art. Street art was misunderstood, no one really knew what to do with it. And little by little, not only is it no longer feared, it's in demand. People want it. And so this was a great kind of connection. It's a great crossing of the roads between two subcultures. And now we have art wrapping art, right? So it's art inside of art. And so I've been really fortunate that Brock, he's a great patron of the arts here in the city.
And Brock owns St.
Brock is the owner of St. Arnold's, and he actually commissions a lot of artists. When you look around the brewery, you see art from all different types of artists, all different mediums, all different styles, and it really brings a really great environment, a really bright, colorful, and inviting atmosphere here at the brewery. So this is how I kind of came to be here.
That's amazing. I would have never put those two together, but you're right. When a city really wants to establish itself as a place to come to, as a place to be talked about, it really is its art scene, its local art scene,
Correct.
and good beer.
Yeah, and what I love about this is you can come to St. Arnold's and get the best of both worlds because you can have great beer and check out all the art.
So you have the oldest craft brewery in Texas.
Yes.
How old is it?
Going to be 23 years now. We weren't the first craft brewery. We were the oldest. We outlived all the others. We survived. This is what I love about brewing. It's a combination of art and science. It's like cooking, except you have to wait a couple weeks to eat your food. To me, that's a great thing about breweries, is breweries have personalities.
And you have chosen your personality to really represent the local arts here. You have Gonzo, you have art all around this building, you have it on your silos, your malt silos.
But it's not just us. I mean, you see it in many different parts of the community where people are getting involved and support the arts. So I think that's what makes the whole town work.
So this is the Art Car IPA.
Right.
I don't know what an art car is.
Well, I think I might know someone who has one.
Oh my gosh! Are we really riding in this car?
This is the one.
Oh,
I'm your chauffeur today.
Awesome. Wow.
Ladies
Climb
first.
on in.
And this is the kind of car you jump into, right?
Here you go.
The patterns on St. Arnold's 1959 Cadillac depict different aspects of brewing beer: malt, hops, water with yeast, and fire.
I had no idea that this whole art car thing existed in Houston.
It's everybody's art. I mean, Houston is a driving town, and the whole idea of turning what you drive into a piece of rolling art, I mean, it's folk art. You know, people do it to make something that's beautiful. People do it to make political statements. People see how creative they can be.
Yeah, you have to get used to people staring at you, but you have to realize they're not staring at you; they're staring at your car. That's the craziest part when you drive around.
Everybody smiles. It is the best source of smiles.
Hey!
As if on cue.
Rock, is this where we're saying goodbye? Thank you for the
it.
ride.
All right, brother.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, I enjoyed it.
How do we get out of this car?
Yeah, and these stairs, safety hazards. Oh my God, you don't even want to be on them.
Gonzo has taken me to Graffiti Park, sort of an open-air gallery that showcases the surge of street art that you can see all over Houston.
So this is one of my Houston tribute pieces that I painted.
This is yours.
This is mine. This is mine.
I love it.
Bright and colorful.
Is that your style, bright and colorful?
You know, I was once asked, what's your palette? And I just said bright.
Right.
You know, I think I'm a colorful person to begin with, and so I think my artwork reflects the brightness and the colorfulness of that my positive energy, I guess.
What does the mural arts do for Houston?
I think for me,
It's important, right? I mean,
definitely. You know, Houston can't say that it competes with any other major city in the world if it doesn't accept or doesn't really show and promote and showcase the local artists. I think it's really cool that Houston has a space like this where the community is invited to come in. It's very safe. When I was a kid, there was one mural in my neighborhood, and that was it. And that mural really impressed me. It really had an impression on me, and it really inspired me to become an artist. So I figured if one mural did that for me, what would 100 murals do for another kid?
Right, and now they have this whole
And now we have
area
this
to
area.
come to. I mean,
Let's go check it out.
This is incredible.
Awesome.
So is all the art here, is it done by Houston artists, local artists?
No, actually, we pride ourselves on having a good international feel. Actually, like this one in particular, two brothers, Iranian, Icy and Sot.
That's fantastic.
And they actually came to the United States seeking political asylum, if you want to think about the idea that they were being persecuted for their art. So they came to the United States, political asylum, they were granted, and all of a sudden they went on this national tour and just putting art up everywhere. Street art, really, that's the flavor now. You know, people go to the city specifically to hunt down these animals. It's like an urban safari.
If the mural arts give Houston an international look and feel, there's a place that gives this city its international flavor.
So one thing that I love to do when I travel abroad is go to a supermarket. Food halls and farmers markets are great, but that's all fresh food. I can't take that back home, and I want to load up my suitcase with products I've never seen before. Now, I know I'm not abroad, I'm here in the United States, but when I found out about this supermarket, I thought, oh, I'm gonna need a bigger suitcase. How many items do you have here?
Over 15,000.
From how many countries? I'm trying to keep the countries in my head, how many I see in terms of the labels.
I don't think you're gonna be able to do that.
Yeah?
Over 50.
Over 50?
Yeah.
Are most of the countries from the Middle East?
From all over Europe, Eastern Europe, Russia, South America, Asia, Mediterranean. So we have a little bit of everything.
How old is this market?
We opened this market in 2006.
Okay.
Originally it was across the street, and that had opened in 92. But the grandfather of them all was a sandwich shop that my parents started in 83 across the street.
In 83, so it all started with a sandwich shop in 1983.
With a few grocery shelves in it.
And now, this is incredible. Is there one food group that all 50 countries enjoy? Is there one staple here that no matter where you're from in the world, you like?
Probably rice is pretty, grains and rice are on the top of that list.
Oh my gosh, and you have an entire aisle of just rice.
It's a basketball court,
It's
of rice. And a few bags, just a few.
Do we get to eat now?
Yes.
Okay. Look at all those feta cheeses. Bulgarian, French, creamy Greek, Shankless cheese. The marinated string cheese. I've never seen that.
I'll get you a sample.
I thought that hint was pretty good.
Can we have a sample
Just a
of
little
this,
traveler's
this
tip.
string
When you
cheese?
really want to try something, you just say, "Oh, I've never seen or tasted that before," and then you get whatever you want.
In a cup. Yeah.
It's great.
I'll give you a spoon, but
I could just eat
a
it with my
finger
finger.
is
Finger.
probably going to be easier.
That's great. So right here, this has to be the main event.
It is.
I've
It
never
is.
seen anything like this.
We call it the Willy Wonka of pita bread.
Yes.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Let me get you a sample. Let me get you one.
Can we walk in?
Yes. I'll take this one.
Whoa, right off the presses. It's a warm pillow. Look at that. I've never had pita like this. This is beautiful. Usually I have pita that comes in that package of like 3, and it's been in the supermarket for about a year and a half.
I think this is slightly better than that.
How much pita comes down these conveyor belts?
Oh my
Every
goodness. Probably is around 15,000 loaves.
15,000 of these coming down. And so why did you have this conveyor belt constructed? Is this out of necessity, or is it just really fun to see?
It's a lot of fun. It's actually my father's idea. A lot of places you go to that have this kind of machines around the world, they'll have it tucked away in a back room.
Yeah.
He was like, the people should see it coming down and see how fresh it is and excite them. And we thought he was a little crazy, but it's worked out.
He came with the idea.
What?
The top.
You want to bring the bread down and pack it down the stairs?
My daughter Anne-Marie, she's calling me Mama. Mama, they are putting from the top. I don't know if it's going to fall down. And it worked. And now even tourists, they come and see all around and watch the bread, how it's coming down.
Everybody knows Arpi at the Phoenicia. You'll usually find her behind the counter at Arpi's Deli right next door. And Zora has a long history in the food business. That's him at his father's store in his native home of Lebanon, a country that was, at the time, much too volatile to raise a family.
We came 1978.
1978.
The worst days of the Lebanon, the war, civil war.
And all of a sudden, surprise, I got pregnant.
I came in.
So
You're the reason.
it was almost
It was you.
It was him.
All of this is because
yes,
of you.
Yes,
Good
he,
job.
he brought charm and luck to us, to the family.
So she had a cousin here. We decided to come here temporarily, a few months, and then go back.
And that was just to be here while the war was going on.
Yes.
We missed Lebanon.
I would imagine.
We had very good life. I used to work in American University Hospital as a laboratory technician. He used to build buildings.
So you had careers.
Yes, yes. From back home, my family, which was against, you are separating our family, why you are leaving us? They are calling, they are saying, stay where you are.
Stay in
Don't
Houston.
come.
What does that feel like?
It was very difficult at the beginning. But we are tough, we are strong, we handled it right. So we are proud to live in Houston. We feel like home. So that's all I can say.
That's beautiful. And now you feel like you're home.
The Phoenicia is a tangible symbol of just how incredibly diverse the city of Houston has become. And now I've come to visit one of the city's most inspiring endeavors.
My name is Roxanne Paiva, and I'm co-founder of the Community Club. We are a micro-enterprise initiative to empower refugee women right here in Houston, Texas.
These are refugees,
Yes.
which is different from an immigrant.
Very much so.
Very
Yep.
much so.
Yep.
They've left countries that were war-torn,
That's right.
civil war, religious persecution, and now they have asylum here in the United States.
Easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're here, you're in the land of opportunity. Now what?
Yes.
Right.
You've lost your country.
Yeah.
You've lost maybe some family members. You've lost your identity. Here you are.
There are thousands of these refugees, these families that are incredible. They live down the street. And so I just jumped in and started volunteering.
Is that when Community Cloth was born? You thought, okay, we've got this group of women, they're weavers.
They weave, they knit, they crochet, they make jewelry. By volunteering within the community, we identified that they had this skill set, and we brought them together in a community meeting. So the women were at the planning table,
They were right there.
telling us what they wanted and what they needed. That's how we created the Community Club.
The difficult part is the zipper.
I hate the zipper.
Yes.
It's very much about friends. It's very much about getting out of their apartment complex and getting into the community.
Hello. Right. Is this yours?
We invest in the economic capital. The artisans are able to sell their products, sometimes for the first time in their lives.
What does that do for their sense of place and their sense of self when they're actually making something and someone wants to buy it?
Yeah, I mean, think about that. That's something that, you know, if you knit something by your hands or you weave something with your own two hands and seeing somebody coming up and purchasing it and putting it on and wearing it with pride. I mean, that's a big deal. I feel like this changes the trajectory of the lives of the women, but also their families, their kids, their husbands, their friends are seeing them making something from scratch and then selling it.
My name is Khatra.
Hatra? Hatra? Where are you from?
I'm from Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, my goodness.
I wish Afghanistan became safe and you can go there.
Me too. Me too. I would love to go there.
Yes.
What really surprised you when you moved from Afghanistan to Houston, Texas?
The people is nice, friendly. I love them.
How is it working with the other women? And because you work with women from all around the world here. It's not just Afghanistan, but Bhutan, Congo.
Yes.
Is it nice meeting other women from other countries as
Yes,
well?
sometimes if we cannot see each other for a few weeks and few days, we miss each other.
I am going to take this one, please. I
Thank
love
you.
this one.
Thank you so much.
I travel a lot. It'll be my bag from now on. Petra, thank you so much. Thank you.
Nothing says the hype of the city is justified more than its food scene. With food writers proclaiming Houston as the next big eating capital in the United States, this city's multicultural food scene is not just up and coming, it's firmly arrived.
I'm Chef Hugo Ortega. What is great about being a chef is to express my knowledge about the Mexican cuisine, my memories, and most of all, the bounty of what Mexico have to offer.
Hugo Ortega came to the United States from his native Mexico at the age of 17 and literally worked his way up the food chain, from dishwasher to food prep, from line cook to internationally renowned chef.
You've been nominated for a James Beard Award how many times?
Half a dozen.
Half a dozen. Congratulations.
It's very expensive to go to Chicago. And then the tuxedo that I fit 6 years ago, I don't fit anymore, so we have to spend on a new tuxedo. Really expensive.
So last year, you got a new tuxedo. So you're ready for this year, right?
So I'm ready for this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 weeks later, Chef Hugo Ortega won the James Beard Award for Best Chef Southwest. Now he and his wife Tracy own 4 restaurants in Houston, but he has a special fondness for this one, Xochi. Its focus is on the unique flavors and recipes of the state of Oaxaca in southern Mexico.
So all of these dishes are Oaxacan.
They all are. It can be easily another country inside of Mexico. I mean, that unique it is.
Yes. I've always thought of Oaxacan cuisine as being very sophisticated and very complex. And maybe I'm just basing that on its signature dish, the mole.
Yeah.
And the mole negro is the king of the sauces.
It is in many ways.
It's a very difficult sauce to make, right?
This particular mole have 21 ingredients.
21 ingredients. And is it chocolate? Is chocolate one of the
Chocolate is
ingredients?
the last ingredient to enrich and give character.
How long does it take?
About 3 days from start to finish. But you know, once you master the way of making this sauce, it's part of your DNA. And my grandmother born in Oaxaca, and I had the great opportunity to live with her for 6 years, from 7 to 12 or 13.
So it was your grandmother who gave you the passion and also the discipline to be who you are right now.
My grandmother was my mentor. You know, she gave me so much structure in my life at a young age, and she had so much discipline, so much to learn when you have the opportunity to live with your grandmother, right? And your grandmother have a way to dance with life, you know.
Very obvious that you have a very strong affection for Mexico.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Do you also feel like you have a responsibility to it?
To me, life is about discipline and responsibility. Yes, it is. You gotta be responsible. In this case, for the wonderful people, they are my co-workers, the wonderful people of this city, the entire state, and the entire country. I carry that responsibility in my shoulders. And from time to time, I feel that responsibility, a square sitting in my shoulders.
You feel that weight.
And my responsibility is about making people create memories and make them feel happy about coming to Xochi.
Let's go back to that bar, Magnolia we used to love. Those deep red painted walls.
And now, for a little night music and a little nightcap, I head to a Texas music institution, the Continental Club.
I'm Cam Franklin, and I'm the lead singer for The Suffers.
You weren't always a part of The Suffers.
No. So the band started in 2011. It was supposed to just be this weekend fun kind of thing.
This was a hobby,
Way
to vent your creative energy.
I worked at the investment bank. We had teachers in the band. My guitar player worked at NASA as a consumables engineer for the International Space Station. This wasn't supposed to be what it is.
You had good jobs.
We had good jobs, yes.
And then you all left your jobs.
Yes.
The Suffers got their first national exposure on the David Letterman Show, blowing everybody away with their signature sound, which they call Gulf Coast Soul.
Gulf Coast Soul is a mashup of many different genres brought together that have been influenced by, for us, the city of Houston.
Does Houston have a sound?
Houston, it's very hard to have one sound. And the reason I say that is because of how culturally diverse it is. I do think that we have one collective energy, which is that we come from a city that has been discredited for so long that we are almost like that middle kid that's fighting for their parents' attention. Like, we might not be as clean as Dallas, and we might not be as laid back as Austin, but, we have a lot to offer, and there are so many beautiful people here and artists that have come from so far away to start life here without going broke, with still being able to raise a family and buy a house and stuff like that. But I think you can be a starving artist in Houston but still eat good, if that makes any sense.
People think Houston is flat, swampy, cowboys and oil and gas and good old boys. But Houston is incredible.
Houston used to be like this ugly caterpillar that you would see in your garden and not really pay much attention to. Yeah, it's there, whatever, but now Houston has broken out of the cocoon. It's a beautiful butterfly now. It's flying all over. The wings and the colors are really starting to attract eyes, and everyone sees Houston on their radar.
We don't have the landscape, we don't have the climate, but we have the people and we have the food.
I think by the end of the day, that is the number one thing that brings people to Houston, opportunity.
When you move to the sound of what it takes to make it, when you share in someone's personal story and achievements, when you can taste years of wisdom and experience, that is when we share a love of travel. And that's why Houston, Texas is a place to love.